Hello everybody, Glitch here. I'm back. Darn lips. There we go. Anyhow, this is Glitch here. I'm back with another Lycanites equipment combos video, and this one is making me wonder if that thing is going to happen here or not. I don't think it will. So I might go into survival just to check, because I'm close to a nymph right now. It seems like I'm maxed out. Can I, have a steak, maybe? And maybe it won't do the thing? Hello? Region me? Anyhow, the reason why I was, doing that is because I'm using the exact same profile here as I use for Thermic Resurgence 2 series. So, yeah, also I might try again to see if I can update it, because it's been a while, some things have been through some updates, and Forge itself has had a while, well, Curse Forge, I should say, has had a while to figure things out. I don't know if they've figured out what the issue was, but we'll see. Maybe I'll go for it again. Anyhow, this is Graviton Hammer. It's meant to hit with the force of gravity, as in the power of the Earth itself. And it's also huge, so they will be feeling it. So think of the weight of that crystal being pressed on top of the fact that it's being used with a Junok fist to smash your enemy down into a pretty much a pancake. Well, that's kind of what I'm going for here. It's got the ability to amp up its damage pretty big time and has a ton of features, even though that wasn't entirely what I was going for. I was just trying to get in a nice sledge-like way of doing things and amping up the damage. It just decided that it wanted to be Mr. Multi-Purpose Tool again, although not quite as much as some others, so yeah. As usual, I'll go over all the parts and everything, and give it a demonstration. In this case, there will definitely be a combat situation, although I'm not sure how much that's going to be a big deal compared to some of the other things, because this thing just has a lot more features than I was originally thinking it would. Cause you just look at this set of text here; it's kind of hilarious. So, yeah, that's a lot of stats and things it can do. So, it's gonna be one whopper of a hammer. I'll go over all those stats in a moment. Anyhow, do remember that you'll be needing all of these blocks. Kind of. Technically, you'll be needing these two, but you need these two to get to that one, so therefore you need all these blocks. Anyhow, the Lesser Equipment Forge will require you to have a crafting table and a wooden axe be put together. The greater one is the Lesser Equipment Forge, and you add an iron block to that. And the Master Equipment Forge, you use the Greater Equipment Forge, and you add a diamond block to that. And since it can handle all the parts, all the levels, and downgrade nothing, you can pretty much just get by permanently with the Master Equipment Forge after you get it. So it's what you're aiming for. Go for that. Also, you'll be wanting at least one of those Lesser Equipment Forges, and I've got to hit this thing. Okay. A Lesser Equipment Forge, you'll add lapis lazuli around it in the crafting table. That's 8 pieces of lapis around it, not just one. I just put that up there as a reminder. And, my mouth is having issues. I recently ate. Probably not the best thing to do immediately afterwards. Okay. Anyhow, the equipment infuser is what you use. You put pieces of equipment in here that you'd like to level up. You put in appropriate charges. They must have a matching element to them, and this is something I'll quickly show off. Like, hey, cut that out. I swear I don't know what's up with that. Something has happened recently. Maybe I need to get a new mouse, or maybe it's got... Nah, it doesn't look like it has a hair or anything stuck on it that it might be registering weird, but it's a thought. I might need to get a new mouse. It's been a while since I've had a new one, so it probably is a good idea. Anyhow, You'll see on the charges that it has elements. Well, if that matches a part, you can use them to level it up, like you'd be using Devil Star charges to level up a Spectre Tendril or something kind of similar to that. They can have more than one element to them, and that means that you can level up something that has one of the two elements or both, but they give pretty much the same experience regardless of whether or not they're being used to perfectly match two elements to one part, as far as I know. So that's just something to kind of think about, is how you match these up. Like this saying Fey, this having element of Fey, you'd use the Blood Leech charge to level up the Warg Skull, or possibly, well, there is a charge that's not included here that nothing seems to be crafted into, but it also has the element of Fey, and it's called a Fey Bolt charge. It would also work well for this Warg Skull, so just saying that would definitely be a thing. Anyhow, as I was saying, I was going to go over the different actual parts. So remember that I always do these things at level 3 to show what the final equipment piece will be like and what it can really do. Now, you'll be needing a Zaffin spine for this, and as I've said before, these are one of the trickier parts to get, because they only show up in areas where elements are mixing, like lava and water in certain ways, but you can also get a Zaffin by fusing a couple of elementals. Now, let me see if I can actually even show that properly here. See, elemental. Is Zaffin even included here? Because I grabbed the parts directly. So that might... no, that's not gonna... Okay. I'm gonna have to create and destroy a Zaffin really fast. So let's... because there's some of these things I haven't fully... oh yeah, I'm in survival. Yeah. A slight difference there. But yeah, I need to get one logged into my system, so that would be useful. Okay, now a dead beast, brute, aquatic, dragon, elemental, Jingoose. Where are you? Wisp, Vulcan, Sylph, Wraith, Argus, Nymph. Aha! Zaffin. I found you. Finally. Okay. Again, since this is one of the rare parts, I decided to kind of show this off and also get it registered properly. This is what you're looking for. A Zaffin. Apparently it gave me rank 1 knowledge, but I'll need rank 2 or higher. There you go. Thanks for the scan. And time to... Oh, you're dripping acid everywhere. Do look out for that, because that is one of their special attacks. You can see how fast it takes out something of their HP level. Because he still had the effects on him, so he rather got kind of obliterated. So, yeah, you can tell this is going to be one whopper of a weapon. Let's see, Acid Splash Charge. Is that the one I've got in here? Yeah, I do. Apparently it can also be made that way. Yep, there it is with the Zaffin spine. Okay. So I got the appropriate charge, so that kind of shows that you'd be hunting the creature to level up parts that you got from it. It didn't drop a Zaffin spine that time, so it shows you'll be going through. Now, let me try to... see, can I do this? I don't think I can even do this from that. Need to go back to survival here. Okay, let me see if it tells you in here what it is, because I know there's a way to elementally fuse them. Okay, they are acid, and let's see here. Cinders and Jingu elementals can fuse to create Zaffins. Okay, so that's what you try to get a few of in close proximity, because elementals will not just fuse whenever you summon them yourself, they'll also fuse in the wild. So, if you can somehow get some Cinders to spawn near some Jingu, you'd be able to get Zaffin. The other things are a lot easier to find. So there's reasons why I'm going over this like this, because people are in fact using this to figure out what they want to get, to hunt things down. So I'm also illustrating where you're going to be going for the hunt. So just the fact that you can use those two conditions, because Jingu show up around water, or rather in water, and cinders will pop out of fire. So if you have fire and water close to each other long enough, eventually you're going to get the two things to happen, and they'll fuse together naturally and form a higher level Zaffin that you can defeat for their parts. Also in the future, special variations will have higher level parts initially. So maybe if you got a different color Zaffin, you could get a level 2 part instead of level 1. So that's an interesting thing about the hunting, is it'll go up pretty well. As for what this does for you, you'll be adding penetration, and it adds both a head and a pommel piece. And as I said before, anytime where you can get a pommel on is particularly useful because you have that one extra part for options. So that's always a big deal to me, or at least as much as possible. There's a few times I've given up a pommel slot for something that was very specifically perfect for its job, like Witch Chopper. I really needed to use a spectre tendril for its decay aspect. I'm still not entirely sure that fully works on them, but either way, it's meant to be the perfect anti-witch weapon, and that's why I selected that part instead of something with a pommel. But in this case, I'm going for like a whole bunch of abilities together to go with its theme. The idea of gravity weighing you down, I want it to feel like the enemy's weighed down, so, and not to mention they will be weighed down, so therefore a little extra oomph for that last bit of effect. And the pommel will be a Sudaramu Stinger. Remember that Sudaramu are humongous scorpion you will find in the desert. So, humongous scorpions you will find in the desert. This is a very useful part. Not only does it add slowness and hunger on impact, but it also acts as a hoe and shears. So this will be a serious multi-tool without me really trying. It also has the element of gravity as well as quake on it, so very appropriate to this being a gravity hammer. So do go to deserts to hunt down that humongous scorpion. I've also chosen a Vento Raptor skull. Vento Raptors show up around, plains biomes, and they can also be used as a mount. Even though they have wings, they don't quite fully fly, but they can glide and lunge pretty well, so they make a good speedy mount, and when you already have enough of them, you'll be probably taking them down for their skulls, because this is a very useful part, and it's one of the few good axe parts that you can get a hold of. It adds 2 axe slots, and it also adds the effect of weakness. So, it's going to come in handy. It also adds a bit of extra kick in and of itself from its traits, and we'll get to the whole stats later. One of the things is these two last pieces, the ones that are the actual axe parts, as opposed to this being a head that adds axe parts, these two are both found with mining. I've explained this kind of before a bit, that there's 2 different types of ores that you probably know, but whenever you're getting these elementals out of them, they will go based on what type of ore it is in general. Geonox will show up whenever the block drops itself, like for example iron ore, and Vapula will show up whenever the block drops something other than itself as a different item, kind of like with redstone ore. So that's something to kind of keep in mind as to which way they show up. But you'll be needing both a Vapula crystal and a Geonox fist for this design. The Vapula crystal is pretty much the highest damaging axe part at this time, that has special properties and everything, so it's a good part. Both of them add a lot of knockback. Like, both of them add the equivalent of knockback 2. And this has a full sweep in and of itself, so this just has a lot of properties. Both act as pickaxe parts, so you'll be smashing rock like an absolute pro. And the thing is that on top of all this, they both add different types of effects. The Vapula Crystal adds a projectile on hit sometimes, the Crystal Shard, but also adds the Aphasia type of effect, which tries to clamp down on your enemies trying to use items. Now, the Geonox Fist adds weight, and this is where we're going to get things going, because if you have more than one part that adds an effect, it doesn't actually like stack up to the next level or something, or add more time. So at least as far as I've kind of experimented with before, but I could be off on that. But the fact is, right now it adds weight 1, but it adds it for 4 seconds. So the enemy will be even weight 1's actually pretty nasty. So they will be gravitated downwards, unable to jump, and very much unable to swim. So if I knock something into the water, it's going to be having a very bad day. So now time for the assembly process. Adding in our base part, the Zaffin spine, the Sudaramu Stinger for a pommel, the head part being the Vento Raptor skull, and this is where order comes in nice for arrangement, because the first one you put in will always try to go to the top. And then I'm putting him in a Junok Fist, and here we have our completed version here, which is our Graviton Hammer. And because this doesn't have a right-click ability that comes up in combat, I will be able to use a shield whenever I'm demonstrating this. So this is going to be pretty cool. Okay, although, just for showing it off, we have the classic dual-wield show. Where it's like, yeah, this is what it's like when you're holding two of these things. Very intimidating. The enemy should be running right about now. But yeah, I'll be using a shield. Well, I don't have to do it immediately. After all, I might want to show off the other function that it has, which is it can shear. It's always nice whenever you can shear, because be nice to your sheep. Is there a sheep around here I can shear? There's a wolf, but that's not what I was looking for. There's a Mina's Cavern, kind of. Oh yeah, this is the spot that got extra lava. You know what I mean. There's a cow. I'm sorry, I can't shear you. I can hoe. I can shear. I can also smash. Okay, I think I saw something over there. Oh, this guy's totally gonna get it, and he has, like, no idea. Yeah, that was just kind of casual combat. I didn't really have my shield ready. But as you can see, that skeleton totally and utterly bit the dust. How much of an area does this smash whenever I smash? Wow, might be laggy. Just saying, could be laggy. And remember, you can also do a precision smash by holding sneak. So if you're trying to get in there carefully, you can always do that. So it's built right into the tools, so you don't have to worry about separately downloading a like a vine darn lips, a vein miner type thing. You can just use the hammer or other tools that have that function, being able to be used as a area miner. Okay, now for a little bit of combat. I wonder, can I shove him all the way up? Because I do kind of want to smack this guy into a body of water. Maybe I'll just go up and smack him into a body of water, because I'd like to sink him. I really would. I mean, it'll be slightly unfair because he burns in sunlight, but whatever. Just because it's a little undead. See? He sinks. Because I sunk him myself. This is hilarious. The mighty crazy zombie. Pummeled by the hammer. Wow. I just send this guy flying all over the place. This thing just has so much knockback. Of course, getting to him before the effective... Wow. He is being knocked around like a hockey puck, or possibly a golf ball. 4? I mean, 5 wouldn't be inappropriate, but 4? Yeah, this... He's like, ouch. Dink, 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 dink. Fling! Let's play Fling the Boss Zombie. Yeah, now you know what it's like to be well, Geonocs are usually found in the caves, but and yeah, this thing has speed like a diamond sword, yet it has over twice the attack power, and you get bonuses for. Hey, did I hear a Reaper? Or maybe it was just my summon. Did I have a summon? Well, he's gone. So we have a very gone Reaper. If he's not, I just flung him into another time zone. Yeah, ramping up the damage with the power of penetration. Yeah, this smarts. And I'm just slamming him up against a wall. And it's only a block high, because he can't even jump. And the gravity's just pulling him down. You can see how nasty this is. And I'm in a body of water right now. This is not where you're supposed to do combat, and yet I'm just crushing this guy. So he is gone. Just thoroughly, utterly gone. But yeah, just again, look at these monstrous stats. 16 damage. 1.6 attack speed. Has a monstrous area of mining. Can be used as shears, pickaxe, hoe. And might I add, that's mass level hoeing and shearing if you're using it on the appropriate blocks. Also remember that you won't be getting the blocks back yet for the shear function, but you could shear sheep, so you could, it helps. Now, you also get all those special effects, like slowness, hunger, aphasia, weight, penetration, weakness. That guy would barely have been able to damage me if I'd been able to let him actually get to me. I mean, I just totally wrecked him. I mean, he was just smashed so hard. It was just ridiculous. So Graviton Hammer versus Crazy Zombie equals Crazy Zombie is just gone. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this particular design. Don't need that anymore. But anyhow, I'll be logging off for now. I hope to hear from you all later, and bye for now, everybody.